Today we're having a quick look at setting up your own user library for creating lace designs in garter stitch. So as you can see here, we have a chart which is in garter stitch, so our wrong side rows are also being knit, and at the moment they have the little dot to signify that, and our right side rows are the blank square for knit. But we have some pattern stitches, lace stitches falling on each of the rows, so to make our chart clearer to read, it may be tempting in garter stitch to hide the wrong side rows, but that obviously only works if the wrong side rows are just plain knit, and at the moment these wrong side rows have got other stitches included, so they need to be included in the chart. So some designers prefer to create their chart with no purl bumps, as we would call them, no circle dots to denote knits on the wrong side rows, and rather just have all knit stitches signified by the normal empty square. And obviously in a pattern like that you would have very clear instructions that state that any plain empty square stitch should be knit whether on the right or wrong side, so that it's clear that you are expected to knit both sides unless otherwise indicated. So if this is something that you do frequently, then you might want to set up your own user stitch library so that you don't have to change this every time. So I'm going to pop into Tools and Preferences, open the drop down menu and choose Stitch Libraries, and I'm going to choose the stitchmastery.english and I'm going to click to extend, and we'll call this Garter Lace based on version 3. Happy with the folder that it's going to save into, and I'll call it the same name. Oops. Garter Lace based on .english. Hit apply and close. And our new library opens so that we can edit stitches. So I'm going to edit the knit stitch, and at the wrong side option I'm going to click the drop down menu and scroll up to the knit stitch so that both sides will be knit. It's tempting at this point to change the wording to say wrong side and right side both are knit, but if you do this it will come into your written instructions as well everywhere the knit stitch appears, so it's best not to do anything to the wording just here. So we'll click OK, back to the library and click OK. And apply and close. And now we need to tell Stitch Mastery that we want to use this new library in our chart here. So we'll come to Diagram and Edit Diagram Properties. Choose the Stitch Library and Text Templates tab and choose our new Garter Stitch library from the drop down menu. You also want to select Refresh Text in Key and hit OK. And as you can see, we've now lost the right side and wrong side definition from the knit stitch. It just says knit. And you may wish to edit the key entry to say right side and wrong side knit. So click twice on the word, not a double click, but 2 clicks slowly, separate it out, and then you can type into the box, so we want right side knit, and then press down Control or Command and hit Enter or Return again to access the next row of writing. You can have it this way, or of course you could simplify things a little and just put these instructions on the same row. So that's one step in the path to explaining to the knitter what is expected to go on. Now obviously we still have our purl bumps, but only in the wrong side rows. So what to do is select your purl stitch and hit delete. Stitch Mastery will say this stitch is in use in your chart, what do you want to use instead? And what we want is the knit stitch. So find our knit stitch, select that and hit OK. And all of our dots signifying knit on the wrong side disappear from the chart. So our chart is now a lot clearer to read.